the Overnight Underground Podcast. Here's the headlines. The British Prime Minister is in intensive care. LA County advises against food, shopping. Trump and 3M make nice.
That's bad, right?
Arrested for T-ball? It's more likely than you think. The Purge siren goes off in Louisiana, ice cubes and the old hoo-ha, and cat orgies.
Meow.
All this coming up on today's Overnight Underground News. I'm John Ford. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson continues his very personal fight against coronavirus following being admitted to intensive care late yesterday. Foreign Minister Dominic Raab is reportedly the man currently running the UK. The latest on Mr. Johnson is that he is not on a ventilator, but is digging the extra oxygen and is reportedly, quote, resting comfortably. However, intrepid conspiracy theorists have noted that just about all the talking heads on the BBC have been wearing black, whatever that means.
All I know is never bet on the white guy.
Of course, it didn't take long for even this to become highly politicized. A Derbyshire mayor, Sheila Oakes, tweeted that Johnson deserved to get the virus. She later apologized and has now been tossed from the Labour Party. In the U.S., it didn't take long for social media to breed copycats, many calling for U.S. President Trump to be the next to contract the virus.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
In Los Angeles County, officials are telling their citizens to skip the trip to the grocery store, if possible. The LA County Public Health Director asked citizens to curtail any shopping trips, or many trips out of the house for that matter, in an effort to reduce the spread of the pandemic.
If you have enough supplies in your home, this would be the week to skip shopping altogether. If you can arrange for pharmacies and medications and groceries to be delivered, this would be the week to put that in place.
LA County Public Health Director Barbara Ferrer. What we can take that to mean is that if you still have a can or two of cream deals and corn nog, this would be the week to crank them open. Or maybe just get busy cracking heads and feasting on the goo inside.
Without knowing precisely what the danger is, would you say it's time for our viewers to crack each other's heads open and feast on the goo inside?
Yes, I would, Kent.
The White House and manufacturing giant 3M have finally made nice and done a reach around. That is, reached a deal over medical mask production and distribution. The tit-for-tat deal will have 3M importing more than 160 million respirators from China over the next 3 months and allow 3M to continue exporting its U.S.-made respirators. The deal will also free up the exportation of N95 face masks to Canada, which had been stopped by the Trump administration over the weekend. In the Denver suburb of Brighton, a man was placed in handcuffs and detained in the back of a police car after committing the heinous crime of playing t-ball with his 6-year-old daughter in a park. Fox 31 Denver reports that 33-year-old Matt Mooney was handcuffed and detained, according to the Popo, for violating the state's social distancing guidelines. Much of the incident was recorded by former Brighton City Councilman Kirby Whalen on his cell phone.
Police are apparently arresting a dad for throwing a ball to his daughter in a park of about, 30, 40 acres. But apparently that is not allowed.
Former Brighton City Councilman Kirby Whalen giving us a play-by-play of the arrest on his cell phone. Mr. Mooney himself recounts the arresting saga to Fox 31 Denver.
She's like, Daddy, I don't want you to get arrested on. And, at this point I'm thinking, there's no way they're going to arrest me. There's no way. This is insane. And, so I'm telling her, I'm like, don't worry, Daddy's not going to get arrested. I've done nothing wrong. Don't worry about it. And then they arrest me.
Just for the record, he was arrested or detained, whatever you want to call it, for not following social distancing rules. The rules in question, plainly posted in the park, state that groups of 4 or more people are not allowed to congregate. Mr. Mooney was with his daughter and his wife. That would be 3. 1, 2, 3.
I will count them.
No, me eat them.
Count.
Eat.
No, count.
Eat.
Count.
Eat.
Wait.
What?
Why don't we cooperate?
The cops clearly have some sort of math problem.
It's my understanding that there would be no math.
Maybe the police counted themselves as part of the family, putting the family unit well over the threshold for overturning their now outdated right of assembly. In a somewhat related story, KATC News reports that residents of a Louisiana parish were a little freaked out last week when the start of their nightly curfew was announced using the siren that sounded exactly like the siren from the movie The Purge. Police Chief Jimmy Broussard of Crowley, Louisiana, told KATC that he didn't know the gun was loaded. I mean that the siren was the exact same one from the movie The Purge, and told nervous citizens that the police would not use the siren again.
We didn't want to go through with our regular sirens because we didn't want to create more havoc. And one of the officers who is military approached me and said, well, Chief, there is an old military, but it's been used for many, many years. And after listening to it, I said, well, it's a more muffled tone. It, wouldn't create to me as much havoc.
Just brilliant.
I'm not sure that I agree with you 100% on your police work there, Lou.
A woman at a Boston area Walmart got pissed when she was told there was a limit on the number of cans of Lysol she could buy. So what did she do? Why, she just sprayed the cashier in the face with one of the cans of the disinfectant spray, of course. Leicester police say the woman fled the scene in an Uber, but of course, and is currently being sought by police. Come on, people. Cashiers and retail workers are literally risking life and lung to help you buy crap you probably don't even need for practically slave wages. These people should be making $100 an hour, at least, and receiving hazard pay while we, the idiot consumer, kiss their feet. I hope they find this bitch and string her up by her thumbs. The latest victim of COVID-19, AMC Entertainment, the AMC movie theater company. The Wrap notes that AMC's credit rating has been downgraded to default imminent, and it's believed that recovery for the entertainment company is, quote, unlikely. AMC is the country's largest theater chain. The company reported a $5 billion plus deficit at the end of last year. Come on, I've been to AMC. That kind of debt is nothing the purchase of a couple of buckets of their reasonably priced popcorn couldn't fix. Chicago is experiencing a cat orgy.
You have been acting like a bit of a... what's the word? That's it.
According to TMZ News, yeah, I know. It seems that because of the plague, the shelters that normally sterilize the cats are closed and just can't do their snippy and clippy jobs. Chicagoans can expect a kitten explosion.
You like it?
In the coming months, following a feline f***ing frenzy now taking place in the Windy City. In completely unrelated news, many Chicago area Chinese restaurants have been running specials for Kung Pao chicken dishes available for takeout. The latest COVID internet fad? Women putting ice cubes in their private parts.
Oh my God.
BuzzFeed reports, yeah, I know. The true believers in this TikTok trend, called Ice Cube or Ice Cube Challenge, if you don't believe me, Google it yourself, believe the chili insertion helps with depression and anxiety, makes your lady garden tighter, and treats warts. However, one TikTok gynecologist poo-pooed the fad and says that it'll accomplish none of those alleged things, and believe your time would be better spent making a daiquiri with all that ice instead of being a frigid little attention whore. So yes, in short, it's all bullshit. But you already knew that, didn't you?
N-E-W-S.
A mostly correct and occasionally incomplete transcript and links to reference sources and articles of this Overnight Underground can be found at overnightunderground.com.